Virgo, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and tonight I'm going to be doing your Grand Occult September 2022 monthly check-in reading for you. So if you're new to my channel, what I like to do is I like to pull one major arcana to see the energy and then clarify with a different deck. Oh, and since it's your birthday month, I've pulled out this deck right here. This deck is a replica of the original tarot deck that was invented in Italy in like the 1500s. So it has a lot of Catholic imagery. It has a lot of Greek and Roman imagery as well. I like to pull this out. It gives you more spiritual messages. So anyway, let me get you one major arcana, then we'll get into that. We have the Tower. Okay, so what's important to understand about the Tower energy is that it provides some sort of illumination. Now, it's shocking illumination because when the sun comes out, it provides you with absolute and total clarity. It's important to understand that within this deck, in the original tarot deck, it was actually the sun that struck the tower down, the Tower of Babel. And the sun represents God, right? And it kind of shakes us down to our core. It kind of reminds us of that we are human. And it's important to understand that you don't build anything on foundations that have cracks within it. You want to build it on solid ground, build a tower on solid ground. So anyway, what illumination is coming out for Virgo during this month? I'm going to pull you 3 cards from the Revelations Tarot to see the energy to clarify this tower, and then we'll get into that deck. What information needs to come out about this tower? What do we need to know for the sign of Virgo? I'm going to get you one more shuffle in. All right, 3 cards. We have the Queen of Pentacles coming out, the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, and the 8 of Pentacles upright. So what I'm seeing with this information with this Queen of Pentacles, because you have a lot of Pentacle energy right here, there is a situation in your life that is going to fall apart with this 10 of Pentacles. Now, this is something that you could have grown and nurtured with this Queen of Pentacles energy. This is someone who's fertile and abundant. It's Capricorn energy, the Queen of Pentacles. And so she's like giving out this pentacle to hopefully grow this 10 of Pentacles, but it is falling apart. But here's the thing. With this 8 of Pentacles, you have the knowledge to recraft something right here, to build it again, to build it back better. Because when I look at the 8 of Pentacles, it's represented by a mason, a stone mason, right? And they craft things out of stone. So it's very hard and very tedious work. And it's actually one of the cards that you rule, Virgo, the 8 of Pentacles. So, and the 10 of Pentacles. When I see this 8 of Pentacles coming out for you, I don't know if it's going to be that much of a shock for you. I just know that you're recovering very quickly with this 8 of Pentacles. You know that you can rebuild again. So let's get into this deck right here. Let's look at this Queen of Pentacles energy. What's going on with this Queen of Pentacles? This deck is really difficult to shuffle, by the way. We have the Strength card, and we have the 6 of Swords. So a situation that is very strong, very solid within your life right here, it seems like you're mentally wanting to move away from it. It's almost like you're causing this tower to fall apart on its own. With this Strength energy, it's Hercules slaying Leo the lion, right? Representing his strength, representing his power of the gods. Now, with this 6 of Swords, you're mentally wanting to move away from this. It seems like a situation that you fought hard for. It's like you've built it yourself. You've watched it grow from a very young age. And now with this 10 of Pentacles, it's like you're ready to throw it all away for some reason. Why? You have the Chariot and the Ace of Pentacles coming out. I feel like you believe that there is going to be a bigger victory with this Ace of Pentacles somewhere else. It's almost like you just throw this great work into the wind because you're moving somewhere else. You're hoping to find victory with this Ace of Pentacles. Like, what's important to understand about this, Virgo, is that you have built this. I feel like it is very solid. I know that I said the 10 of Pentacles in reverse with the Tower can represent a faulty foundation, but ultimately what I'm seeing right here is that you built this. It's very solid. You know that it's solid, but you're mentally moving away from it. It's almost like you want to have victory with this one ace over here and not with this 10 of Pentacles. Now, granted, the aces are stronger than the suit of Pentacles itself. However, why? The Queen of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. Because your mind, you always wanted to give it away. You've always wanted to give this up, whatever it is. You built something that you know you want to give away. You're holding on to it, you're nurturing it, but you ultimately know that it's better for other people if this situation falls out of your hands. It's kind of like, imagine like a holy text, right? Someone wrote those holy texts and then put them in a book and then gave it to people. You didn't try to capitalize off of this. You're just simply giving it away. Maybe that's what you need to learn how to do with whatever this is right here. Don't hold on to it. Just, we have the Ace of Cups coming out. We have the Nine of Wands. Because through hard work and dedication, you could build something that's even better, that's more fulfilling for you somewhere else. You can build your own thing. You have two aces, the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. You can water a situation and grow something completely new. Your entire victory was to give this to people or to give it away to something. Not to hold on to it, but be very nurturing with how you do it. The Nine of Wands does represent that this was a lot of work for you. You put in a lot of tedious effort. It kind of like bruised and battered you, whatever this is within your life. It could be representation of, for instance, doesn't have to be super deep. It could be something along the lines of like your kid comes to you and says that they have a school project due, and so you do a really good school project like a science fair project, and then you just give it to them. Like you're doing something for others right here. The Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. But you are scared of some sort of financial lack. You're doing something, giving it away to people, but you're scared of this financial lack as well. I think you're doing something out of the goodness of your heart, knowing that you're probably not going to get paid very much out of it, because you know you can build something and work on something that's absolutely much better somewhere else, but you are still worried about the financial losses of this, of doing it. You have the Fool energy. The Fool energy represents that you have a blank slate after this, though. The Seven of Wands. I think you're really scared of your blank slate, though. You're pushing back against a blank slate. There's something within your life. Okay, so here's the thing. Sometimes within life, if you make contracts, deals with negative entities, whatever, they require you to give up everything that you've worked for, everything that you've gained. In order to free yourself, in order to have a blank slate, in order to regain, like, the autonomy of your body, because when you make pacts, you don't really sell your soul. You make a pact of your body being underneath this negative entity. You could be creating something that's very grand right here, knowing that it was from maybe a negative source. In order for you to gain your soul back, in order for you to gain some sort of fulfillment within your life again, you have to give something away. You have to give it up. That's the concept of the rich man or the camel passing through the eye of the needle. It's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of the needle than it is for a rich man to enter into the gates of heaven. It's also kind of like the concept of Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a tax collector. And the tax collector, you know, he had all of this money that maybe he didn't get so ethically. And when he gained all of his money, when he finally met Jesus, he gave up all of his stuff, right? And that's kind of what I'm seeing right here, is that you've worked so diligently on something, so meticulously on this Ten of Pentacles. You've nurtured it, you've babied it, you've whatever. But ultimately you knew that it was not meant for you. But you've gained the knowledge of how to do something again, but better. You're worried about the financial loss of this, though, but here's the thing. If you're trying to get out of a contract, if you're trying to get out of, like, paying back karma right here, because that's a great way to do it, to do something really spectacular for people, to do something very spectacular for people, but then to just give it to them, to not charge them for something. That is a great way to pay off a lot of karma. It's kind of like, you know, Ebenezer Scrooge. He had all that money saved up, and then, you know, he decided to throw Christmas basically for the entire city, right? I feel like you do gain something, though. You have the victory, representing that you can ascend higher. I don't know if you should be worried about the financial loss right here. You have the moon energy. You're lost in the dark about a situation. Here's the thing, though. Sometimes you have to pay back the devil, okay? Sometimes you have to give things to other people. Sometimes you just have to do stuff and give it to people regardless of what it is, okay? And being trapped within this moonlight energy, when I see the moon, it represents confusion, insanity. It can represent mental disorders as well, and just being stuck in the dark. I kind of feel like what you have to do right here is you have to provide blinding illumination for people to get unstuck. But I feel like this is just a feeling that you have. I don't actually think that it's real. The moon card, it's like you're being blinded by this Nine of Swords, Five of Pentacles. You're thinking that it's going to lead you into poverty because you can't see the sunlight yet. You can't see this new beginning. You can't see this new life for yourself. We have the Four of Cups and the Eight of Cups. It's almost like you just want to emotionally walk away. Once you've paid off, it's kind of like ungrateful energy. Once you've paid off your karma, you want to walk away from it. It's very similar to Leo's reading. It's kind of like, paid off my karma, peace, bye. The Empress coming out. The Empress represents a fertile, abundant mother. It's like, once you've paid off your karma, the whole world is at your feet again. You can finally be happy. You can start off on this new beginning. And I'm not saying to physically give up everything that you have. I'm just saying, for those people I'm connecting with, because this is a grand occult reading, okay? For those people I'm connecting with out there, you're kind of on the same wavelength. You have to sometimes provide things for people and give them clarity of what you know to help them move themselves along in order to pay back something, okay? The Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, whenever I see this in a reading, this represents, this is the message that people need to hear right now, okay? It's sharp, cutting information. You pay off your karma, and then you walk away. That's it. You start a new life. There is nothing else to this. I don't really see like it's going to be this spectacular thing. No, it's just that you are free from whatever bound you. And it's kind of like, what's it called? There's this old show called Dead Like Me, right? And in that movie or in that TV show, when people weren't good enough to go to heaven or they weren't bad enough to go to hell, they had to become Grim Reapers and then basically work as a Grim Reaper until they had paid off their atonement, until they could either ascend or go below. And that's kind of what I'm seeing for you right here, is that this is all just paying off a situation. But it's okay because you still have the Eight of Pentacles. The Three of Swords. Yeah, you're heartbroken about this situation, though. You're sad because there wasn't, like, Think of it like this. Imagine someone created a really good, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a really good book, you know, and it could have been like the New York Times bestseller. It could have been like a Stephen King novel, right? Imagine if he just started giving away his books for free. That's what this is. This is how you pay off the devil right here, pay off these negative entities. What you learn, giving it away, frees you. Okay? Now, you still retain the knowledge of the situation. Okay? You can redo something again. It's just saying that you have to basically present a magnum opus and release it, and that's it. You don't receive really any payment, thanks, gratitude, nothing. That's it. You have the Nine of Pentacles. You can grow something again. You can grow your own garden. With the Death card. It's the death of the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. That's the Tower. You provide blinding illumination for people. So this is all about you providing illumination, okay? You're shaking down people's ideologies. You're teaching them something. And it could be something as simple as, you know, maybe you know more about tarot than I do, and you want to start up your channel and teach people your secrets. Maybe you want to start teaching people about what you know. Maybe you're giving people away a book or giving them a piece of music. I don't know what you're doing, but you are paying something off here that's chained you down. And by doing so, you have to let what you have die, essentially. The Three of Pentacles. But here's the thing, people really like your work. People really, really like it. The Hanged Man, but see it from a higher perspective, though. This could be something as like you release a book that's so great, so grand, whatever, right? And you give it to people for free. And then all of a sudden, all these people want to talk to you like, oh my gosh, how did you do it? Can you write me a book? Can you write a new book? Could you do this for me? And you're like, nope, can't. I'm sorry. I'm done with that. I'm done with that life. I've paid it off. I see things from a higher perspective, and I'm never going down that road again. That's surrendering to the divine with the Hanged Man energy. This is kind of representation of Saint Valentine. In a way, he was crucified upside down. The way that the Hanged Man makes the 4 with his legs represents a holy number. He was crucified upside down because he didn't feel worthy to die the same way Jesus did. This is surrendering to the divine right here. And it's not saying to give up your knowledge, like, but it's basically saying what you know to be true, but not charging for it. It's kind of like, you know, the self-help speakers online. They always say, pay $19.99 and you can get exclusive content. Pay this, pay that. You know, you can get exclusive content. You could just tell people how it is and be done with it. Two of Wands, and find a new direction to go down. Ace of Wands, the new direction for you, a new, brand new opportunity. And I kind of feel like that's what you're worried about. Okay, here's the thing. You might not get anything out of this situation right here, okay? But you do get a new opportunity somewhere else. And that's okay. All right? You've gained the enlightenment. You know what you need to know. You paid it off. You're free. No contractual obligation left for you anymore. You did your best to present it. And that's it. It wasn't like a half-ass thing. It was a Tower, 10 of Pentacles, all right? You have the 8 of Wands, and you're quickly moving on to a new situation within your life. What's that new situation? The Magician. I don't see you working for other people. I don't see you helping people. Because here's the thing. I'll be honest with you, and I'm not trying to read anyone out there, okay? Real secret. This is why I do these grand occult readings. I don't take payment from tarot, and I don't do personal readings because I consider it filthy lucre, all right? I use my gifts of divination to help people. However, I don't charge because it is not something that I should make money off of, how I personally feel. I'm not talking about you, all right? When I say filthy lucre, it is basically like dirty money exchange, because I should never charge the spirits or the entities. I should just give it away, right? For those I'm connecting with, you understand what I mean. So that's what I'm seeing for you right here. You have the Magician. Move on to something else. Once you pay it off, you're done. You have the skill, you have the knowledge, you gain the clarity behind it. And it's really hard to be a magician. It's really hard to be a witch. Like, a lot of people don't understand that. They cling to the power. They cling to the negative entity. They cling to this and that. But here's the thing. In order to gain enlightenment, you have to learn it inside and out from whatever you packed yourself to. And then once you've learned it inside and out, you create something and give it to other people. And then that's it. You're done with that. That's it. That's how you free yourself. Never go down that road again. You did your best. You cleared yourself of that karma. You cleared yourself from your contract and your obligation. But what people do is they learn from the spirit, and then they try to charge other people what they learned from the spirit. That's the problem, and that's the catch-22. That is the Knight of Batons, rushing forward into battle, rushing forward into a new life. You're taking this new wand, you're taking your knowledge, your skills, whatever, and you're moving quickly into something else. See, witchcraft, the occult, tarot, whatever you want to call it, right? It's not something that, once again, I'm not trying to piss off other readers, it's not something that is meant to be taken lightly, all right? What you are doing is you are playing with a very powerful form of divination, okay? With a very powerful form of divination comes other things. In order to understand it, you have to study other things. You have to ask for help. But sometimes you also have to understand that once you've learned it, it's done, and you move on to something else. Like, I could teach other people this, and I wouldn't charge them, because I used to have my tarot courses online for free. I deleted them because, I got more experience as being a YouTuber, and so maybe I'll upload them again, like better versions of them. I'm thinking about doing that, as I did with my personality assessment videos and whatever. I'm doing more upgraded versions. So, once again, I don't charge, because that is a very, and it's not for me to get more views. In fact, honestly, I don't really care. Like, I'm just doing what I have to do, right? Got the Ten of Swords, mental death. Got the Page of Pentacles. You have to have a mental death about the money. All right, when you're paying off karma, you can't charge. You can't deal with money. You have to do something for people. Tell them what you know. Get the message out there. Leave. King of Swords coming out. That's the message. That's it. I can't really get it any more blunt for you. When I do these readings, these are for people who know what I'm talking about. So, let's look at the spellcasting or the Witch's Familiar Oracle cards. Stag, Premonition, Boar, Ferocity. You might have some sort of premonition coming into your life. I'm actually going to clarify this. The premonition could be some sort of revelation, a very fierce revelation. And when I say a very fierce revelation, it's kind of like, one of those biblical revelations. I believe it was Paul who wrote Revelation. You could have a very sharp premonition about something. And that's the thing. Maybe your premonition is so powerful that you're like, I could write a 10-series book line on this. I could make so much money. But then you realize something about that premonition. You're like, that's the trick. That's the key. I can't. Seven of Cups, the Three of Scepters, the Five of Knives. You can't. With the Seven of Cups, that kind of represents the premonition. That's the fantasy. The Three of Scepters is you send it out. And if people like it, they like it with the Five of Knives. If they don't like it, you don't care because you're walking away regardless. Let me get you a couple of spellcasting oracle cards. You have dreams, you have forgiveness, and you have truth. Here's the thing. Your premonition is your forgiveness. That's the truth, though. Because I know some people, when they give up everything, when they finally come to the conclusion, hey, I have to give it all up, they're wondering if they can still be forgiven, if their souls can be saved, because people make mistakes all the time within life. And I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. Okay? That's the truth of the matter. If you want to give it up and you want to move forward into a new situation within your life, and you think that it's okay, and you want to pay off the entity, and you want to have a clean slate from God, whatever, you can have forgiveness by releasing your premonition, by telling people what it is. That's the truth, and then move away from that. Okay? You have reflect on your situation and shine on. So here's the thing. Once you reflect on it, once you think about it, what did you actually gain? That's what's important to understand. What did you truly gain about the situation? Was it a great form of enlightenment? Was it really not? Did you gain all the secrets that you were hoping for? Were they really that great? Did it allow you to ascend into heaven, or are you still trapped in your physical body? What was so powerful about it? Did it really make you rich? Maybe it did. Maybe it did. But was it worth it? You still sad. You still think about your soul. You still get scared at night. Was the mental anguish worth what happened? Spider community and web weaving, scrying intuition, and apple risk and reward. With this community and web weaving energy, as I said, you're having to communicate, you're having to talk to other people, you're having to send out your information. Scrying, it's from your intuition, you're receiving information. Once again, I've talked about scrying before on the channel. It represents talking to the apparition in the mirror, or seeing the spirit talk back to you, okay? Gaining enlightenment. So that's how you might have your premonition, is through through this scrying entity. Apple risk and reward. I feel like you're taking a risk doing this, but that's the reward, is that you give it away, and your reward is that you're forgiven. Okay? The end. So let's look at your, what are these? I forgot what these are. Actually, no, I haven't even done these. Wait, did I? I'm confused. You have word, fate, yep. I wanted to kind of end this reading. I didn't know if this is a message that other people should hear, but I kind of feel like it is. This word, fate energy, it says uncertainty, unknown consequences, acceptance, and truth. The spiritual meaning is the unknowable and fate. Okay? It's a blank card. Rado, speed your journey, ease the transition, aid in communication, bring good news, and find your spiritual way. So, Virgo, I know a lot of people, when they come to these grand occult readings, they're looking for epiphanies. That's your epiphany. I know it's not groundbreaking or jaw-dropping. I understand it. I know some people out there are not going to understand it, and I know some people are going to understand it very well. And I know some people are struggling with this right now. So this message is really meant for those people. I might do a special reading for you later that's not this in-depth, okay? There are people on different levels within the spiritual community. There are people who have dabbled with whatever, right? I'm not going to get all into that. However, when you dabble in certain things, there is an unknown consequence behind it. There is uncertainty. And in order to remove some of that uncertainty, that's why I was trying to talk about this, you just have to roll with the punches. You have to give up the situation. I'm not saying giving up the power, because regardless of if I, stopped doing tarot, I'd still understand how to do tarot. That makes sense. Like, I could read a 52 card playing card deck because I know the meanings behind that as well, right? So you don't ever really give up the knowledge. It's just the act of doing something, and you're no longer making money. You're not trying to do something for money. You're trying to teach other people and then move on from it. So anyway, Virgo, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll talk to you later.